All right, what it do? What it do? It's the West Side Speakeasy podcast and reaction channel, man. We on episode 13.
13, yep. 13,
man. 113%, man. We is ready right here. And when I say that, I mean that because I live on that block, bro. So don't take it the other way. Man, before I say anything, please like and subscribe. That's the most important part. That's what gets everything going and rolling.
Yep. Thank you to all the new subscribers, everybody who's been commenting, liking me, and we appreciate that, man. Thank you for all the interaction.
You already know, but like Tigre said, man, we had about 133 subscribers. Man, we appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Everybody that, that likes to get the ball rolling. Like, for example, they comment. As a matter of fact, before we start everything off, we're going to go ahead and give a little couple shout outs, man. I appreciate Il Einstein. I'm not sure. It says 798. He says, yeah, you commented on episode 2, man.
Yeah, so, what's up, man? What's up to him? How you doing, man? Shout out to him, too.
So good looking now, man. So I'm sure once you guys, start watching our videos, you guys can go, go back to a couple of episodes or shorts, whatever brought you here, and you guys probably watching all of them. Hey, I admit, we took a break, man. We took a little break, dog.
Yeah, we took a little bit long to drop this video, but it's cool. It's cool.
I mean, to keep it a buck, man, life is lifing. That's what happens. Man, we trying to do a couple of. But
we went live the other day, too.
Yeah. So, we try to do like 2 posts a week, you know, shorts in between.
Yeah.
But man, since we've been out, man, a whole lot of shit been happening, right?
Yeah, a lot's been going down for sure.
But before we start that, I always like to give out the shout outs, people commenting before we get into like whatever topics we got, right?
Yep.
So it's the West Side Speakeasy, Moco Tattoo.
Tigre here. What's up, everybody?
Just, a little quick something before we really start. All right, so check it out, man. Let's get this episode 13 going. Let me see. We got Luis Lucero, man. Good looking out on the comments. He says, because we were talking about on the last episode about Coquette.
Mm-hmm.
The Salvadorian prison.
Yep, Buscali.
And I think we were saying, like, that's what Trump was trying to do with Alcatraz.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that was on the live.
That was on the live. Maybe we might touch on that just a little bit because, that was a live and that was our first time. But anyways, I guess he's trying to make it like Guantanamo Bay. That's where the terrorists go, right?
Yeah, over there, I think like by Cuba. Yeah, it's off the island by like Cuba.
Hey, but I was going to say, is that shit still open?
Guantanamo? Yeah, it's open.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think it's still open. I'm pretty sure it's still open. But
that shit always reminds me, I'm a little older, man. I'm an unk, man. So, unks go from around, 35 to about 45?
Yeah, right now, maybe like, mid-30s.
Mid-30s to like early 40s. And then after that, I think you might be considered a gramp.
Maybe.
No, you consider OG.
You're like OG. You're like, you pop status by then and shit.
So anyways, man, that shit reminds me of that one movie, Harold and Kumar, Guantanamo Bay.
Oh, yeah, that shit was funny.
Yeah, what'd he say? You want a knuckle sandwich or some shit?
He said something like that. Yeah, he said something like that.
Anyways, man, that's just hilarious. Check it out if you've never seen it. It's a classic, the first and second one. The Harold and Kumar, man.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I don't know if the YNs really mess with that kind of shit nowadays.
I don't know. The comedy movies now are different, so I don't know.
Yeah, hey, let us know in the comments, man. Let us know, if the comedy movies are the same or they're a little bit more sensitive now. I don't know, man. I just know back then they was funny as fuck. So that being said, shout out to Theo, man, Salvador Gonzalez, man. He actually said some knowledgeable stuff right here. He said, so we were talking about the Alcatraz on the live, right?
Right.
So he was saying that the dude was actually able to surf all the way to San Francisco, and the guards had no clue or something like that.
What, the guy who got away?
Yeah, the guy who got away.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, we gotta really look into that. But he was mentioning about that whole Alcatraz, and I'm assuming it's the dude. He says Frank Morris, who escaped.
Oh, that was the guy?
And the Angeline brothers who escaped the Alcatraz. Oh, okay. So there was 2 of them. I'm not sure. Let us know, man. Let us know in the comments. I do know that they used to have they had like a movie.
There was a movie, and they'd be having like tours right there too. You can still go take a tour of Alcatraz right now. That's why I'm saying it's falling apart. Yeah, it's kind of falling apart.
But anyways, that being said, we'll get into that maybe a little bit later into the episode, right? So, man, big shout out to them. And let me see. Did you have any shout outs that you want to slap in?
Not really. What episode? Maybe 12?
All right, so check this out. Don't forget to follow us on the Westside Speakeasy on Instagram.
Yep.
We also got a TikTok. So if you guys ever, want to message us for whatever reasons, give us some ideas, some topics, or just reach out to us for whatever reason, go right ahead and get at us right there. The Westside Speakeasy, the Instagram and TikTok. Just type it in, it should pop up.
Yeah, one of us is gonna answer anyway. So
look, dog. Before we even get into that, I said we could just go right ahead and get into the topics.
Let's get right into it. Yep.
Yeah. So go right ahead, Brody.
Go ahead, start it up.
Oh, I was gonna say the sports.
Oh, you want to get into the sports real quick? Okay. Yeah. So sports this weekend, it was pretty good actually. The UFC had a pretty good weekend. With the UFC fights, we'll start with that. It was Alexa Grasso.
Oh, I've seen a little bit of that one.
Yeah, she fought Natalia Silva.
She's from Sinaloa, right?
I think she is from Sinaloa. Or somewhere in one of those places, yeah.
I think it is, dog.
Yeah. And she fought Natalia Silva. And Natalia Silva, I want to say she's Brazilian, bro. Yeah, homegirl. Yeah, the Raza girl, she took an L, bro. She took a nice big L,
and she was the one kind of more lumped up, huh?
She got beat up at the end. She lost a unanimous decision, which other homegirl kind of dominated every round. She cut her up with some elbows. And, yeah, bro, she just looked a little slow, Other homegirl was just beating her to every punch, it looked like,
definitely.
So
very active fight, dog.
Yeah, and she was ranked number 1. So homegirl was ranked, I want to say like 6 or 7 or something. Okay. So she just beat the ranked number 1. She'll probably get the next up for the shot,
She's going up to.
Or I don't know if I think she might have even won. I think she might have even. Yeah. So that fight was pretty good. Like I said, nice. Alexa got beat up.
I remember that other fight with the guy. I don't know if he was like Palestinian.
Yes. I remember. I can't really say his first name, but his last name was Zahib. And he fought Jose Aldo, which Jose Aldo was kind of retired already.
Oh, I didn't know all that.
Yeah. Jose Aldo retired already. He's a Hall of Famer for sure. He's already in the UFC Hall of Fame. And what he's best known for, honestly, he's kind of best known for getting knocked out by Conor McGregor, bro, like in 12 seconds, 11 seconds. I don't know if you've seen the first time Conor won a belt. He was like they were talking shit to each other. And Conor just got him so mad, bro. When the fight started, he kind of just tried to rush Conor. Yeah. And Conor just took 2 steps back and he threw one left hand straight down the middle. Boom! And he got him, bro. Got him, dropped him, and took his belt, beat him up, took his belt. Yeah, he's kind of best known for that. But he was retired and he came back for the fight. Yeah. It was a pretty good fight, actually. They were going back and forth.
But I want to say definitely the other guy was on top of him, I think, on the 3rd round.
What it was like, at one point, Jose Aldo he uses his gas tank trying to get homie out. Boom, yeah. And then, like, he's completely gassed out, bro, Yeah. And then the other guy kind of takes advantage. He sees him, like, gassing out.
So he was up on top of him, right?
Yeah, so he kind of jumps on him real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then those fights were pretty good. And then we also had Valentina Shevchenko. She's a champion. She fought against some girl from France, I want to say. Okay, like, I can't even say that name, so I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
And then in the last fight was, the championship fight was Bel Muhammad, and he fought some guy named Jack man, he had a weird name too. He's from Australia, like De La Mandelena or something like that, dog.
Shit.
Yeah, Jack De La Mandelena.
He's the one that won, the Australian, right?
Yeah, bro. So they went 5 rounds, bro. That was a back and forth war, bro. They went at it, bro. Man. They went at it. Yeah, he did. They always say you have to beat the champ to take his belt, right? Yeah, he beat the champ, bro. He beat him up. Even though they all of the fights were unanimous decision. All of the fights that I named, they were all, so that means one fighter won 2 out of 3 rounds. That's why it's unanimous decision. The judges say, okay, he won 2 out of 3. He's the winner. So yeah, all of them were unanimous decision.
They basically won by points or the rounds.
Yeah. So what it was out of the 3 rounds, you win 2 of the rounds and he beats you 1. So then obviously you win the fight like that. Yeah, and all of them were unanimous decision. They were good though, man. They were good fights. There were some pretty good fights.
That's right, man. Hey, shout out to Australia, man. Shout out to the homie Mark.
Yep, and then Mark, the NBA and NBA too. It's the semifinals, I want to say, in the East and West. It's either I want to say the semifinal. We had the Denver Nuggets play against the Thunder, bro. That series right there, that's the West Coast series.
Oh, wait. We're talking about the NBA
Now we're talking about the NBA, playoffs.
Yeah. So who's already gotten cut out?
Oh, man, basically all of us. Like, the Lakers been out. Like, the Clippers, I'm not sure if the Clippers are still in or out. But I know, what is it, today the 11th? The Denver Nuggets played against the Thunder. That series is 2-2 right now, bro. The Thunder actually beat the Denver today. The score was 92-87. And yeah, that was a good series. That one is 2-2, so that's getting good. That's getting real spicy. And then on the East Coast, we had the Mavs against the Pacers, bro. The Pacers won again today. The Pacers 129 to 109.
Nice.
The Pacers are up in that series 3-1. So what does that
shit.
mean? If the Pacers win one more game, it's over.
They're going to the
Series is they're moving on next. They're kicking them out. They call it going fishing. They're sending the other team to go fishing. You know?
Yeah.
And then we can end it with the MLB. All I know right now is that the Dodgers are hot, bro. The Dodgers are hot. I want to say they're in first. They got the best record out of the whole MLB right now.
Man.
Yeah,
hey.
their record is, I want to say, 27-14. They got the best record right now out of everybody. They're up like 2 games. Everybody.
There we go, man. Hey, the Dodgers right there, baby. You know what I mean? Some West Side shit right there for Shosky, man.
100%. And then we can end it with the WNBA. Their league is about to start. Their season is about to start. It's gonna start with the Fever and Caitlin Clark. They're gonna play against the Sky. They always do that kind of on purpose. The Sky is the Chicago Sky. That's the team that got the girl Angel Reese that was played against her in college. You know, so like
that's
you know how they do it.
Rivalry writer.
You know how they do it. Yeah, they just had their preseason. Their preseason just finished. They went 3-0, so they beat everybody they played. They went 3-0. They already started with their little things, though, dog, like dirty fouls, flagrant fouls here, you know.
Shit.
Yeah. It starts on the 17th.
Well, it's women's basketball, man, so I could imagine, you know.
Oh, man, those girls get. You would think they're playing like tackle football sometimes. It's crazy the hits they be giving each other. Sometimes even more like harder than the NBA. So that's gonna start the 17th of this month.
Okay.
Of this month, we started with the Fever and the Sky. You know, Caitlin Clark and her new squad are gonna go for that ring. Like I said, I got 500. I'm off the back that they win since the get go. I got 500 off the back.
Oh, for Shosky.
You already know.
And that's on Caitlin?
Caitlin and the Fever to win everything. Yeah, to win the whole thing. Yep.
Man, hey, but talking about basketball, man, real quick. Shit. The Clippers, last time they had a game, dog, man, hey, the traffic was wild out here, my G.
Man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, for those that don't know, I'm from the Inglewood area, so, man, just going to fucking
going anywhere.
Target or trying to get some food, trying to hit
anywhere, bro.
Man, it's wild right now. I'm blocked in, bro. Literally. So when the game was going, people were coming out. I literally had to go like 2 blocks. And when I say blocks, I don't mean like the little streets. I'm talking about
blocks.
Yeah, the boulevard to boulevard to boulevard. So it took me like 2 boulevards. Had to literally go all the way around just to get home, bro. This shit was wild.
Nah, you got to check what, if they're playing. It gets crazy right there. Or if it's a big concert, too. If it's a big concert, it's a headache.
Hey, but at the same time, man, I love it because it's almost like, man, my backyard is like the wildlife. Not the wildlife, but it's like, you get me?
There's building a nightlife behind it.
Yeah, I'm just like, everybody's fucking, fucking hyped
and that's
up
only
the game.
Beginning, bro. They say they're gonna try to turn it into like another little downtown area over here too. With more and more stores and shit. And
literally can just walk down and have a beer and shit. I don't even drink like that, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely the traffic was wild and crazy, dog. But yeah, was there any more on the sports?
Nah, we'll end it with that. I want to say for sure. With the Fever,
No, yeah, definitely. I'm just trying to make sure there's nothing else on sports that I
could think of at least.
All right, for sure, man. So there's a lot of little topics. There's a lot of big topics, man. I mean, we can just really get into anything, really.
Let's get into it. Let's do it. Whatever you want. You know how it is here. We don't shy down. We don't shy from no topic, no controversy. We don't speak on it.
We usually, what we do, man, on the West Side Speakeasy, man, we kind of like hit it with some, kind of like the news. We hit you with some sports.
Right.
Then we can hit up like some little latest news type shit.
Right.
Big shout out to everybody that's out there working, man.
All the hard workers, all the everyday folks.
Yep. Because I know you guys are the main ones that are
all honestly, the teachers, everybody, bro. Everybody.
Fucking talking about teachers,
The troquero, the longshoremen, everybody, bro. Everybody.
Shout out to the
all
homie.
The truck,
Bozo, not the rapper, just the local homie. As a matter of fact, I want to say, I'm not sure if he's working at Morningside, but he's like he was working at Juby's.
Okay.
Yeah, he was working at Juby's.
I'm
just
trying to help the youth.
Yeah, and I know he be tapping in, so I'm just
shout out to him, man. Yeah, thank you for
basically
trying to help the youth, man.
Exactly what Tigre says. It's just all the people that are out there really
all
working.
The everyday folks, man.
Yeah, the everyday folks, truckers,
everybody,
forklift drivers. Yeah, all that shit.
Everybody,
Union
the
workers.
people stocking in the back of the warehouse, everything. Everybody, man. Shout out to everybody.
The homie Blasty, he's out from the 818. He's a union worker and shit.
Yeah, shouts out to the union workers too. The sheet metal workers, everybody.
He be doing all that crazy
the roofers,
shit,
everybody.
Yeah, most definitely. So that being said, let's see. Yeah, so definitely, where can we
Let's
start?
jump right into it.
Oh, all right. I know exactly where we can start, man. So check this out, man. It's 25.
Right.
Summer sounds like it might be coming around already, man.
Man, I'll tell you this. It feels like it's gonna be a hot summer already, bro.
So for those that don't know, because I know we get watched from all over the world.
Yep. Thank you to everybody
I don't know
tuning
if
in.
Tigre
Yep.
want to kind of
Nah,
letting me know.
yeah. We got it's the same people like from it's crazy to see that all around the world, a little bit of people tapping in everywhere.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
think you said like from the UK, no?
Now the UK, the UK, like we're up to like 3% of our population. Everybody watching. Thank you,
Hey,
everybody
that's
out there,
what's up,
man. Thank you guys.
Hey, most definitely. One of these days, I really. So check this out, man.
Never been out there, but we go. The first time we go, we gonna go film some content over there for sure. Maybe interview a couple of like, locals too, you know.
So yeah, so to get into it or whatever, for the UK, this one's real quick for the UK, right? So I got Birmingham roller pigeons.
Nice.
Yeah. So what? Birmingham part comes from the UK.
Yeah, 100%.
So they originally came from the UK.
If I'm correct, it's the city, Birmingham over there.
So for those that out in UK or Britain, I'm not
it's
sure
a city. If I'm correct.
there's a difference between Britain and UK. Is there a difference?
I'm not sure.
You're gonna have to educate us, man. Go right ahead and tap in and comment and let us know. But yeah, there's some pigeons. They do fucking somersaults and they do backflips, dog. Literally in the air.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Dope. That's cool.
So check that out, man. It's just a small little something for the
that's cool.
for the people out there. So yeah, man. So it's hot. It's summertime, man. It's already feeling like summer. And when I say that, I don't mean just the heat, man. Because it was hot this weekend, but the streets, man. So.
Shit.
Yeah. So it's man. So check this out, man. Shout out to the homie. Because I had kind of put it out on Instagram. I was like, what do you guys want us to talk about, right?
Okay.
Just to get little ideas, right? And somebody had said, like, growing up in the hood, right? So I'm going to kind of mix that in between the latest news.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
to kind of give this a twist so that everybody that's, out here watching us or listening to us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They can kind of have a little entertainment with whatever latest news, right?
Okay.
So that being said, man, if it's starting to feel a little hot out here, man, and when I say that, I just mean people acting a fool.
Yeah, that happens.
I mean?
That happens during summertime, though.
So, man, trip out, man. This was actually in Albuquerque, so I'm gonna mention this one because it's a little bit more. Nobody got hurt.
Okay.
But
the potential was there.
Oh no, man! I don't know, Tigre. I don't know if you've seen this one, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so it was online. So anybody on Instagram maybe was scrolling, or maybe was it TikTok? But I know
one of them
for sure on Instagram, right? There was two little kids, dog. They had like a 380. It looked like a 380.
I know what video you're talking about,
man.
Bro. Yeah. I know what video.
So it looked like a 380, right? And I say because it was small. But at the same time, it may have been a Raven Saturday night special, man. Let me know if you guys know what I'm talking about. If you do know what I'm talking about, that's that little pistol like this big, dog, with the little magazine. It's a 32.
So
dog.
the way I seen that, it looked like maybe a 3D printed pistol to me because the way it was colored, bro.
No, but it was real, I think.
No, those guns are real, bro. 3D, pistols are real, but they just don't have no like serial numbers on them, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But maybe a 380. I'm thinking a 380. Yeah, that was a dangerous little situation right there. Those kids got themselves into, bro.
Yeah.
Multiple. Okay, go ahead. Go speak on it, though.
No, well, basically.
So we can get into it.
Yeah, so basically what happened was there's two kids. They're like, dog, it looked like they were playing like guns and shit.
Yeah. They're young. They're very young, dog. They're what, 10, 11 maybe?
Man. No, I actually have the actual info. He was 7 and 9 years old.
Oh, God,
dog.
bro.
So it's like, dude, some little ass kids. They were 7, 9 fucking years old, and they're like literally full. Like
somehow they got a hold of a gun. Somehow they got a hold of a weapon.
I don't know. Yeah, that's
somehow I don't know.
That's gonna be deeper on that. Yeah,
right. But somehow they got a hold of one,
and they're like. So, I don't know, whenever you guys were young, I'm sure you guys would play cops and robbers. You guys had little fucking guns with the little
cap guns. Yeah,
little cap having guns. Fun like every normal little kid. At least we did. I don't know.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know about other kids nowadays. But, yeah, man. So, they're like kind of playing like, or they weren't playing because they were in a fucked up situation.
Right.
So, they were like behind like a box thing.
Yeah.
And they were like kind of like this, fool. Like,
they're holding the
almost
gun,
like if you were playing.
The thing is, though, they're very young, so they don't know how they're mishandling the weapon very much, bro. And a couple of times I seen where like one of them kind of lifted it up, and without knowing, he's pointing it right at the other kid, bro. So it's kind of like they don't understand the danger they're in right there, bro.
God.
Like there's certain things you're supposed to touch. You're supposed to teach young kids, bro. The number one thing you always teach a kid, the number one rule, dog, trigger discipline, bro. Never ever do you put your finger on that trigger. They have the finger on the trigger a couple times, just like showing it off,
bad, bro.
Okay, now do we know who called? Obviously, somebody called the cops because they seen the little kids with the weapon. But
I could imagine maybe like the parents
somebody, what
or
parents?
like I don't even know,
Because I
dog.
don't think those kids' parents knew what was going on. Because obviously,
Okay,
most
so
likely it's gonna be that weapon belonged to one of the parents, bro. That's what always it is.
I'll read it, but let me just kind of describe it before I do read it.
Okay.
So, anyways, basically what he's saying, but I'm tripping out more because in the footage, we'll put it up here. He's kind of like, how when you're playing
He's
and
playing. They're
you're
playing.
behind like a box and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like
No, the kid is playing.
They're taking cover.
Yeah.
They're taking cover. That's where I
And the
tripped
cops
out.
are yelling at them, right?
And they're getting yelled out. And
So they think it's
there was even at one point where they popped the round at him, but it wasn't. They said a non-lethal round. So I'm assuming it was either rubber bullet.
It was a rubber round. Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure they just popped it in the air. I don't think they tried to hit the kids.
No, I think they popped it like towards
their feet.
No, like not toward their feet, but like to the
in
side
their area,
so they could hear the boom and then like
just to hear the weapon go
the
off.
little like fucking grazed on the floor.
Man, that's scary, bro. That's scary.
No, I mean it was scary
None
too
of the kids
because
got
they were
injured,
like
right? None of the kids got
no,
injured?
they didn't get injured.
Okay.
But there was like a time where like what you said, like where they had like kind of like their finger on the trigger.
Because I know, yeah.
No, and then there was a time where they were kind of like here, like let me.
They were kind of like started kind of wrestling for the gun a little bit.
Yeah, dog. And I was like,
So
definitely when I seen that, I was
that's
like,
scary, bro.
That's scary as fuck.
That's very scary.
And I say that because I got a little boy, man. He's 6 years old, and he's there, man. He's smart, man. But he's a little autistic. So sometimes like he could be a little bit on the edge. So I couldn't even imagine my son having that strap in his hand, dog.
Yeah, no. And see, like the thing is, when you're yelling at them, bro, you could scare them on accident, and where they pull it because you're scaring them.
Oh,
that
was
bro.
definitely.
That's scary, man.
So
scary.
there was so basically
we have to do better too. Well, let's lock up, man. Come on, if we got weapons, we gotta lock them up.
If I had a gun, dog, I would definitely have it like up high.
Or like somewhere secure, bro.
That video really made me even think about that.
Yeah, 100%. You can't just leave weapons laying around like that, bro.
Fuck no, dog.
You think the kid's not gonna know where? No, he's gonna find it. He's
like
gonna
not
find
loaded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And shit, like I was saying before, like when you grow up in the hood and shit, like you want your shit loaded. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
Yeah. Once
you
you're
just gotta
be
very careful, dog. Very careful, because these kids, especially at that age, they don't understand that it's a toy to them. Honestly, bro, it's a toy, and it's not. That's the thing. That's the problem. It's not a toy.
No, it's not. And then, like, let's say you want to go by the rules, get yourself a nice safe with the key. But what if somebody does break in? Which I don't think it'll happen.
No, but that's not gonna work. The safe and all that, like, let me get a safe with a key where I got or a code.
They find the fucking key.
It's not that, bro. It's when the situation goes down.
That's what I meant.
It's in seconds. It happens real quick. You're not gonna have time to
give me 5 minutes, bro. Let me
open my safe real quick. And then now imagine you're trying to open it, knowing somebody's coming. So now you're under pressure. Now you're fumbling a little bit. Your stomach. Nah, that doesn't work. What works is teaching the kids, bro, that these are not toys. You respect this thing at all times. Like I said, the number one rule. So there's rules to gun safety, right? The number one rule, dog, is trigger discipline. The rule number two.
What do you mean
trigger discipline. You never ever put your finger on the trigger, bro. You never ever put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to fire. So like, you know how most of the handguns, they have that little round thing around the trigger. Yeah. You put your finger flat on that thing, bro. You never put your finger inside of that and put it. You always keep it flat. Rule number two is know your target and what's behind it. That's rule number two. All right off the back. Know your target and what's behind it. It's not okay if you take down your target, but you take down somebody behind it that was an innocent person. Then that's not a good shot, bro. You injured somebody that didn't need to be injured. So know your target and know what's behind it. 100%.
So hold that thought for me, Brody, because that's actually perfect to go into the next topic, which was a little bit more serious.
Okay.
But before I do that, let me just close it off with what it says on the news report or whatever. Yeah. So this happened in New Mexico, man.
Yes.
I want to say somewhere near Albuquerque. It says Bernalillo. So I'm actually personally, for those that don't know, man, I actually got family out in New Mexico, man. So shout out to the family out in New Mexico.
Shout out to them, man.
The 505.
Shout out to everybody out there.
Yeah. So definitely, I know I got people out there tapping in from New Mexico, man. Man, I love. Honestly, I love going out there. Would I live out there? Probably not. but
it's cool to visit out there. Yeah.
So anyways, man, so this is in New Mexico, man. It says young boys 7 and 9 years old. They had a drone. So that's why they had that footage. Yeah. So they had a drone and they had like a standoff with deputies, dog, with the sheriffs. And they were behind an air conditioning unit. Okay. That's what it was. So they were right there.
Come on, bro.
Oh, and they
wearing
were
Star
dressed.
Wars.
Hey, they were dressed as Minecraft and Star Wars themed pajamas, dog.
How can we have a standoff with kids like that? That's
Oh,
wild, bro.
man. No, yeah, fuck.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
No, and then you hear
kids, bro.
No, yeah, definitely. I know that's what was crossing everybody's mind. Oh, and then to end it all off, so the sheriffs are like yelling, like, "Hey, like this is not a game. Like you need to put this down." Like
Yeah,
la la. So you know what ended up happening? One of the sheriffs got bold.
Just walked
He just
up to
fucking
them
went over there and just
grabbed it. Yeah,
Yep, straight up.
The kids were. I don't think bro. The kids didn't know what they were doing.
They didn't know what they were doing.
They weren't trying to hurt. Like I don't feel it's right because like the way it says it right there, like, they had a standoff with the like, bro. Those kids were not trying to hurt nobody, bro. Like,
and who wants to kill a kid? Who wants to kill a kid,
bro?
dog?
You know what that would do to a cop, to anybody who you make him shoot a kid or something like that, or he has to because the kid accidentally shoots, like fires the weapon off. Man, bro, that's trauma you'll never.
Man,
you know.
So you know what, dog? That's
bro.
what's gonna bring me into the next topic, doggy. This one sucks, dog. It's so that was in New Mexico, but let's bring it back over here to Southern Cali, which is where we're born and shit, and basically where we roam.
Yeah, where we are.
Yeah,
out of the undisclosed location.
When you're growing up in the hood, dog, like you gotta really be careful, man. Like with these guns, like I said, summer's coming around, people are coming out. So unfortunately, in Compton, there was a 12-year-old that got dropped, bro.
Oh man,
he got dropped, dog. Man,
rest in peace to that.
Rest in peace, man.
To that kid, man.
That's see, like now that I'm older, dog. You know what I mean, and I'm an unk, man, and I have a little boy. You got your kids too, man. Honestly, that's some fucked up shit,
that's
dog.
Tragedy,
I couldn't
bro.
even imagine.
That's a tragedy, bro.
In 6 more years, my little boy will be 12, dog. I don't even know how I could even go through that shit,
bro.
dog.
That's a tragedy, bro.
And that's gonna get into the next topic. I'm telling you, man, we've been out for like a week and it's already just.
I want to say rest in peace to that that kid. Condolences to the family.
Let me see if they got his name out. I seen a picture, bro. Dog.
I don't know.
Just out of respects,
I still don't understand why and how things like this are still going down.
But definitely, he was a young kid, dog. He was 12.
Obviously, he wasn't the intended target, right?
Okay, so they don't know all that, dog. So so this happened in Compton at a park, dog. This actually happened at a park.
Okay.
And fortunately, this actually happened in a Compton playground. I don't know around what time this happened. Oh, 4 p.m., dog. So the sun was out, dog. This was
middle of the day, bro. It was middle of the day.
Fucking active, when days is fucking people are out,
sun is
dog.
Still out.
And this happened on Friday, so this is right before that little heat wave that we caught, right?
Okay.
This happened at, it says Orlando Park or something like that. But look, so officially, dog, a 17-year-old is who went and took that kid's life, dog.
Okay, so yeah, but he was shooting at somebody else, right? Or
they don't know yet. So
why would he try to take out a 12-year-old?
I don't even know. Dog. Like this is just gonna. This is real controversial, dog. But it's because it's. So I guess the guy was. I did read somewhere where the 17-year-old he was wearing like a shiesty and all that. So obviously he was already in. He was already up to no good, dog.
100%.
You know what I mean?
You're carrying a pistol and you're wearing a shiesty.
Compton is known to, be a gang area, dog. The little boy, I believe, was Raza. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if the 17-year-old was. But, man, we don't, unfortunately, dog.
You have to teach the youth better, bro. Fuck.
I don't know enough to, but I'm just going to allegedly say, I'm going to just, not even allege, I'm going to just assume. I mean, all it could take is, like we said in other episodes, man, you might wear a Dodger hat. You know what I mean?
Nah, but you're not really hunting a 12-year-old.
No,
hunting a 12-year-old. You know what I mean?
No,
I'm thinking at least like, even if I'm in high school, I'm like tripping. I'm not tripping on a 12-year-old, bro. It's a kid like that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You gotta look at it like this. It's like kids, killing kids, dog. Cause so the little fool's 17, right? Obviously, 12 and 17 is a big gap.
It's a
and
nice
there's
gap.
definitely like.
It's like elementary and high school.
But we don't know.
I'm out of high school already.
Like it's 2025, dog. We don't know how like these fools are like getting schooled as far as like gang violence, dog.
They're not getting schooled, I think.
That's what I'm like. So I'm assuming this had to be gang related. So it's either like
Nah, I hope not, bro.
It's either the bullet was intended for someone else and it hit the little boy, or the 17-year-old was being a coward and he just jumped from far. You get me?
Yeah, yeah.
Without even like, because unfortunately, you know,
He shot into the crowd.
there's no honor in these streets, man. You know, these streets are cold. Please, people, don't even ever think about that life is in any
There's
way
nothing
cool.
glorious about that life,
Nah,
man. There's
so
nothing.
that being said, dog, you know, I definitely could see where fools are scary. You know, they're not up walking up to people and banging on them, and you know what I mean. And even if, man, I've even heard of stories where, you know, they get banged on and they still don't say, they're like, nah, we're not from nowhere, but you know, they don't want to believe it,
And
and they still
light
let them
up.
have
They'll
them.
still light
You know
them
what I
up.
mean?
I've heard, yeah, that's happened. Yeah, that happens a
So
lot.
these streets are cold, dog. So like I said, man, that's what I want to bring up. You know,
Nah, bro. Honestly, that's a tragedy right there, bro. Yeah, man. I hope that. In my head, I don't want to believe that kid was the intended target.
yeah.
It's just
I
like
guess we'll find out later.
I guess people are different, bro. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll find out later. We'll find out later.
At that age, at 17, I could never find myself, at least personally, like, even if whatever it was, I don't care, bro. A 12-year-old kid like that, he could be saying whatever, you know, like, yeah, bro. I don't think I could come to hurt a 12-year-old kid like that.
So yeah, man. So growing up in the hood, man, going back to one of what one of the homies said, to kind of talking to get into, like, so that's what I'm kind of saying, where I'm relating the latest topics with whatever, you know, people want to talk about. So
Right.
you know, growing up in the hood, dog, like definitely fucking there's things like that happen, dog. You know what I mean? I got
it happens more than it should. Let's just say
you
that.
know, I got quite a few homies, man. Rest in peace, Roger, man. Rest in peace, Manny. And there's other people out there, dog.
100%.
Honestly, it's kind of sad.
If you're our age, you know somebody who's doing life, and you know multiple people who are gone already your age, bro. Like, which is like, so, I don't know if it's normal everywhere else in the States, but over here it's like.
So yeah, I'm gonna tell a little story, a quick one, before we get into the next topic, right? It was, man, I had to say I was probably about my little boy's age, dog.
Oh, you were young then. You were young.
Yeah, I was man. I was easily like
a kid.
Yeah, like Zolan's age, dog. Maybe like 5, 6 years old.
Yeah, 6. Yep.
And it was, you know, right here in the hood or whatever. And bro, back then, dog, you know, he was like banging or whatever, 90s banging.
Yep.
And it was him and the black homie, dog.
Mm-hmm.
So for those, you know, man, I see a lot of topics nowadays, dog, how like they talk about like black Southsiders. Like, man, I grew up. That's been around for a long time.
It's nothing new, I'll tell you that. It's nothing new, bro.
So you know, bro, and the homie, man, they were like this, dog. They were peanut butter and jelly, dog.
Yeah, 100%. Especially,
they were boys, dog. That was his homie.
We're growing up in the same streets. 100%.
So I want to say, bro had to have been in his teens, dog. I want to say, fuck, man, I don't know, like 15 or 16.
Okay, so he got a good little age, like 10 years older than you.
And back then, you know, like I said, it was like the 90s. He was into that whole 90s
Yep.
bullshit,
He was doing his thing. He was doing
his thing, right? So back then, what they used to do a lot was they used to iron their clothes a lot, dog.
100%.
So
come out crispy and shit.
Yeah. So I'm like in the kitchen, I think eating cereal or some shit.
Yeah.
I think I was eating cereal now that I really think about it, right? Because I remember this clearly, dog.
Yeah. It's a clear memory.
So if he's watching this, he's gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. So so I guess what he was doing, I was in the kitchen. What he was doing, he was ironing his pants, right?
Right.
So then, man, I think Pops had a nice, man. It was a chunky monkey, dog. I want to say it was like, man, I don't know.
Yeah, it was like one of those.
A 4-4 or something.
Something like that.
It was chunky monkey for sure.
Something to drop yeah.
And I guess his buddy was chilling right there, waiting for bro to finish ironing his pants. So he's right there playing with the little thing, right?
His own little thing though.
Their shit.
Yeah, whatever they had, whatever they had,
right?
Yeah, little.
So he's like checking it out or whatever, and you know they're kids still. Like even though they're like teens,
they're teens. They're like 15,
they're still teens. 16.
Yeah. They still.
Was he? Whatever. He was around 15 years old.
Yeah.
Dog. So I guess his buddy. So my brother was ironing his fucking whatever, and he's sitting on top of the bed, and his legs are dangling.
Okay.
Like, because the bed was kind of high.
It was lifted up,
so he was kind of like dangling his legs, ironing the fucking pants.
Yeah.
Probably some Ben Davis, dog.
Yeah.
Some Ben Davis. I want to say he got it right here. Back then, there used to be the Western Surplus, dog.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Right here in Hawthorne.
Corner,
Shout out to Hawthorne, California, man. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Where everybody gets their dickies and shit.
Yep.
Anyways, so I guess his buddy's like playing with the thing, and I don't know if they thought it was empty.
For sure.
Right? So,
no trigger discipline though.
No, he was. So what happened? He was dangling his feet, and his homie was under the bed, and he was aiming at his foot, clicking the thing.
Oh hell
You
no!
get me, right? Like
yeah.
so
Like
he
he
was
just like
he
let
was
me see if I can fucking hit
he's
this.
no, he's probably just like
messing
click,
around,
yeah,
bullshitting,
and he's
yeah.
like looking at it, clicking it, like, and he's like aiming at my brother's foot,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
under the
yeah.
bed, and he like clicks
And
it,
it goes off.
and it
dog.
boom,
boom,
dog.
it fucking
And yeah,
goes
I'm getting
off.
my boom. I'm like, what
Oh,
the? Yeah,
shit.
you know. And then my brother's like, I think I hear him go, like or something like
Oh
that.
hell no!
And I run to the room, and yeah, dog, he's on the bed, like, oh shit.
He
Like,
got hit.
He
oh,
shot
he
him right
did
through
get
the
hit.
foot, dog. That shit went right through the foot, dog. And
Oh hell no!
yeah, dog. And long story short, you know, we told Buddy, like, you gotta bounce.
You got it back.
Because the neighbor came back then. So look, man, in the hood back then, dog, all the neighbors was really cool, dog.
Yeah,
need to borrow
you
some-
actually had neighbors.
Yeah, you know, fucking every morning say hi. That was like the norm, dog. Nowadays, dog, like I got neighbors that
You probably don't even know who they
fucking
are.
dog. They don't even say it. They don't even look over.
Been
dog.
living 5 years next to them, don't even know their
No,
name and
dead
shit.
ass, dog. For real, it's wild. So, anyways, I think the neighbor pulled up, dog. She was like a Puerto Rican lady.
She came out with a strap. Who's fucking shooting?
Nah, she was just like she actually like you know my mom's like oh shit and you
Yeah,
know like
yeah.
oh everybody's like oh you know bro's like fuck dog he's like fucking roll out fool leave dog
Oh,
'cause
hell.
they called the 911 you know
Yeah,
'cause
the ambulance.
he's fucking shot
Bleeding
on the foot
shit, yeah.
so I think the neighbor's like fucking wrapping his foot
Stop
up
the bleeding.
dog and I fucking look I'm gonna I'll keep it a bug dog I remember this
Yeah, you were young. You were young.
just
for
to
sure.
end this off dog there goes a little story for y'all right
Yo.
but just to end the story off, dog, I'm not even gonna lie, dog, because my bro, he was a little dickhead when he was like when I was, because I would be the type to probably try to like, and he'll be like, get out of here, get out of here. You know how it is with your little
Yeah,
brother.
and then he was older than you by 10 years,
Oh,
right?
yeah, he was way older. So
Yeah,
I was
so
a
then
little,
he's
so he's like,
so he's
15.
looking at you like a little ass
Yeah,
kid.
like get out of here, right? So then I remember specifically, I walk up to the side of the bed while they're like wrapping his foot, and I go, ha ha. I was like, ha ha.
Nah, I know
And he's
you
like,
did it.
Yeah,
That's
he's like, get the fuck out of
hilarious.
here. He was mad,
Oh,
dog.
I'm sure he was pissed. You
But
lucky I
yeah.
can't stand up. I would have kicked you in the ass right now, you
Yeah,
little
dog.
boy.
So, yeah, man, that's a little story for you, man. There you
That's
go,
too
man. I just wanted
funny,
to kind of
bro.
spice it up.
Nah,
a
it's
little
because,
bit.
hey, like I said, no trigger discipline, playing around with guns and shit.
Oh, he learned.
I know
that day.
multiple. I know a couple people who tried to bob themselves for sure. One of them, bro, he got dangerous, bro. I'm not gonna mention who or what,
Yeah,
but
no,
he popped himself in the middle of the desert coming back, dog. In the middle of
What was
they
he
had
on
a
the way on the car?
yeah, on the car, dog. Like it was uncomfortable the way he had it. I guess he tried to pull it out to like get more comfortable, and pulling it out, he didn't have no holster or nothing. And I always tell people, don't carry
Hey,
like
he's
your
cool
fucking.
though? Like
Yeah. But they had to call a helicopter. He had to get flown back. They got pretty. Yeah, it got pretty dangerous.
So to end this off, you know, that's hey dog. Honestly though, on some real shit though, that's dog. It could have hit it like if. So let's say
he got
was
lucky, bro.
No, he could have hit like there's a fat ass artery in your fucking leg, dog.
They say he got lucky. I'm telling you, they had to fly him back though in a helicopter.
100%, dog.
Yeah, bro. Just like I said.
Depending on, and then it's so close, dog.
Yup.
It could have shattered the bone, dog.
Oh, he lucky he didn't blow a ball off or something, bro. He lucky. I told him, you lucky you got it small, you know, so it didn't hit nothing because you got a little pecker or whatever.
I tell you this though, dog. That little wound with my bro.
Yeah.
It
Still to this day he got it.
To this day he gets little aches. No, he gets like
Oh,
little
he
aches.
gets little. I'm pretty sure when he gets real cold, it hurts.
No, yeah, that's
Yep,
when.
yep.
Yeah, he gets little aches, dog, and you know when he did his prison time, I think they even gave him like a cane. So whenever he walks around the little yard or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. So everybody, man, please educate yourself. Number one.
Yeah.
You know,
man.
if you're gonna be thinking of owning an arm or whatever, dog.
Make sure you know what you're doing, bro.
Firearm.
Yeah, make sure you know what you're doing. Those things are not a game.
Shout out to Pops, man. He always kept me up on game.
You know what? Funny thing, before we close that off, I want to say I seen a study that it says like 90% of the people that if you have a weapon in your house, you're more likely that somebody in the house is gonna have an accident than you're actually gonna use it to defend the house.
No, 100%. Yeah, definitely, dog.
bro. So you gotta be very careful.
Facts.
That doesn't mean obviously don't have no weapon. It means be an adult when you have your weapons, bro. And if you have young kids, let them know, bro. Teach them this is not a game. It's not a game at all, bro.
Definitely, yeah. When my son's of age, yeah, I'm gonna definitely teach him, dog. So man, hey, dog, like, see, fuck, we're already 40 minutes in, dog, and I feel like we just started.
Yeah.
All right,
sure.
so
keep it going.
Shit.
What's the next
Well,
topic?
that's what I was gonna say. That was gonna bounce into the next one.
Okay.
We'll keep this real short, cause I don't know if we touched on the live on that shit, dog.
Yep.
So as we end this, whole firearm fucking unfortunate shit, there was a dad who shot no, he ran over a sheriff because they shot his son, dog.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. You want to speak on that? Let's get it.
Did you hear a little bit about
I heard
that?
a little bit. I don't know where it happened, but I did hear about the story.
I'll find out
bro.
right now. Just kind of tell the story.
It's a very interesting story, bro. It's getting a lot of traction right now in the nation, in the United States. A young black man was unalived.
Yeah.
And he had no weapon on him,
young,
bro.
Though.
No, he was very young. And they shot him because they said they seen a weapon on him. And obviously, bro, the kid didn't have a weapon on him at all, bro. Whatever it was that they thought that they seen.
No, I thought they did, fool.
Did he have a weapon on him?
I want to say,
you know what?
Yeah,
let me correct me first. Then
no, we'll keep going with as
I want to make sure though, because that's very big detail if he did or not.
Yeah.
Either way, it doesn't matter. The point is, in the story, a young black kid.
So this was in Ohio.
He was unalived by police, and the next day, the pops, what do you call it? Street justice or however you want to call it. But the pops, if I'm correct, in his vehicle, he struck a police officer and ended that police officer's life. I don't think it was the same police officer, obviously, that ended
it sounds kind of grimy too, dog. My bad to cut
Go
you
for
off
it. Yeah,
like
no,
that.
I want the good detail though.
Yeah, no.
Well,
it says, man, it was an Ohio deputy that was just directing traffic, dog.
Okay, so
he had absolutely nothing to do with the young man's rest in peace or whatever, dog.
Yeah, but unfortunately though, he's the one that has to pay for this.
Dog, like so basically, a father was upset about his son getting shot unalived, and he took it out.
He took matters into his own hand.
And with the law, you know what I mean?
And he took it out on another police officer.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with it.
I want to start by saying this. Both situations were wrong. I'll start by saying that.
No, 100%.
Them killing that kid and what the father did, they're both wrong. I can see both views, though. I can understand the father's side.
He was 18 years old.
I need to know more about the cop side, about why did they feel they had to unalive him? Why did they open fire? If the kid, man, yeah.
So it says, according to police.
See, that's already funny wordplay right there.
The son was armed and fled the scene on foot.
Okay.
Which is a classic.
But that's always what they say.
Yes,
they always say that.
Yeah.
Did they find a weapon on the scene? Did they find a weapon on the kid? Like, I need to know more details than that.
And I
you can't just say that he had a weapon.
There is more details, dog. But the whole point of this, dog, is just so unfortunate. But I did want to talk about like you said. There's like two sides, like. Cause it's like, look, dog. Like honestly,
I can understand the father.
Son, dog,
I can understand it.
Man, dog.
I can understand the rage. I can understand it. I can 100% understand it.
Like you're not getting them back.
Not only that, bro.
Let's
be honest. The black community and the brown community, we feel like they're always more quick to use deadly force on us.
Of course.
And so I can understand why the father's gonna wild out like that. Cause yeah, bro, it's not.
Now I hate to.
It's an ugly situation again.
I hate to make things racial, dog, but. So this goes back to what we're talking about, the two little 7, 9-year-olds with the gun.
What about
because you know what? All over the comments, what they were saying, dog. They were saying if them little kids was brown or black.
I thought there was one. No, there were two white.
They were both light skinned.
Okay, yeah.
But they were just saying like
Caucasian kids.
Like, yeah, if it would have been, I don't know if they were Caucasian, but they were like light skinned.
Okay, yeah.
But they were, definitely they were saying in the fucking comments, like I bet if they were like, like black kids or something, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I hope. Obviously, you don't want to think like that, right? Because.
But I'm just saying that I'm bouncing off the situation. What you just said,
and
dog.
It's 100%. The facts are the facts, bro. We can call it for whatever it is, whether people want to see it like that or not. The facts are the facts. There's a lot of times that the black and brown community if the white person gets charged with the same exact crime as a brown or black person, they'll give us more time, like as the black and brown than the white person, 100%.
Like it's like we're grimier, but then it was a mistake for them.
And it's the same exact. It could be the same exact charge, bro, and it's proven already that we'll get longer sentences. So I just feel like I can understand the father. I need to know more about the situation, why the cops felt that deadly force was needed. Obviously, when they in the situation, they can tell he was a young kid. They can tell not a young kid, but a teenager. The kid that got on the life. How old was he? 17?
No, I said this one right here is 18.
Yes, 18 years old. So when you pull up as an officer, you can look at that face and okay, he's a young kid. He's a young man. We know that young men are, are they rational? No, they're not rational. They're irrational. They're, when you're young like that, you don't really think of, the big picture, bro. You don't think of the consequences that are gonna happen. you feel you've been done wrong,
and it's hard to say, dog, because it's like, you know what, being that young, what are you doing with the gun, dog? You know,
I mean, that's not really. Honestly, that doesn't surprise me, bro.
Yeah,
let's be honest. Over here in LA,
no, this wasn't in LA. This was Ohio.
Yeah, but I'm saying over there, it's probably legal to carry. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's
so like every state has their different rules too when it comes to weapons. So like, it doesn't surprise me that the kids were carrying at that age.
The father was actually my age, dog. 38 years old, dog. You know, it just, I get it, dog. Like, I can understand, like, that's your son, dog. And you just, hey, dogs, you know what? Some people just stand on business like that, dog, straight up. You know?
I feel like
it sounds ignorant, but it's the truth, dog.
I feel like, that's what I'm saying. I can see this. I feel the father snapped. He was not going to let this happen.
Like on some hood shit.
He wasn't going to
let He was like, fuck that.
Yeah, he wasn't going to let the justice system, he wasn't going to let them do their, he knew that they weren't, he wasn't going to get justice, bro. That's what he felt. I feel he did that because he knew this was the only way he was going to get a little bit of justice for his son.
And that probably goes from his life experiences, dog.
100%. Seeing cops not being prosecuted after
my
abusing
age, dog,
kids.
and at this age, you learn to... Because honestly, dog, like, I could imagine somebody that's 50, 60 years old has even more
life
experiences. But me being 38, I already have this little life experience. This guy's the same age as me, dog. So he probably already thought, like, fool, I remember the homie, I remember this, fool, I remember that, fool. And guess what happened? Nothing.
Yep.
He got what, like a week off?
Yeah, a week off pay, probably even still. Sometimes you get paid leave.
He was like, man, nah.
This ain't gonna happen. Like, I gotta get justice. I'm gonna get justice.
Now, was it the right thing to do? Nah, because you know what, man? What sucks is, like, think about the dude.
Yeah.
He was literally doing his job, dog.
Right. So in the world that we would want to make correct, we would want to be like, okay, you could do that to one of the cops who literally put bullets in your kid, but not to an innocent one, right? But then, cause see, you're saying, I get what you're saying. It wasn't right for the father, but then I see it like, well, it wasn't right for the cops to kill that kid either,
so
bro.
it
wasn't
right
right either,
situation,
you know? That's the thing, bro. It's not easy. It's not like these situations that happen like that. It's never, first of all, like, fuck the media, man. Don't listen to the media. They're just gonna try to pin the two sides against each other like they always do, bro. That's their fucking job, to make us fight with each other so we don't see that we're getting fucked by the big corporations. And they're always painting these
fucking narratives,
Not only that, it's their job to make us fight against each other, bro, for the bigger picture that we don't see. So we don't see how bad we're really getting fucked by, like, the big corporations and the fucking federal government, the federal banking system that doesn't belong to the, like, yeah, bro. It's a big fucking distraction. That's what it is, bro. It's a big distraction, so we don't pay attention to how bad we're getting fucked by everything else.
All right, so right here in the West Side Speakeasy, man, we usually get into hot topics, the latest news of sports.
Everything,
but then
bro.
We do start getting into a little bit of conspiracy,
yeah,
dog,
100%.
which you were kind of like, you're almost kind of going into right now,
well,
dog.
I'll tell you this. A good conspiracy that people can check it out.
Let's hear this shit.
The school system, dog. The way our schools are running
Perfect.
It's bullshit, bro. If you look it up, they say the school systems, it was the school, what do you call it? The way they teach us, it was created by one of, like, those big families, dog, the Rockefeller or the Rothschild, one of those. They created the system. And they created this system, dog, to dumb our kids down. They created the system to have factory workers. Think about it. Why are kids in school 8 hours, bro? There's no way you should have a fucking 7 to 12-year-old in school sitting in a desk telling him not to move for 8 hours. The only reason why you're doing that, you're training him to work in a factory, bro, where he's just doing one thing over and over.
Yeah, a little fucking robot.
Let's break this down a little bit more. How come they don't teach us finances? How come they don't teach us how to build your credit? It's fucking things that we don't need, that nobody gives a fuck, that you're never gonna use, bro.
Fucking Christopher Columbus.
How come they don't teach us social skills, actual social skills, to be a good person, to learn how to plant trees outside? Like, none of that is taught. Why? Because they don't want you to be a fucking free thinker, bro. They want you to be a fucking dumb factory worker. And that's why what they do is they take the individuality from every kid, dog, and they crush that shit. And they try to
make everything
equal. Turn you into a fucking zombie.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, your kid's not listening. He doesn't give a shit about what you're teaching him. Now you're fucking putting the kid on ADHD medicine, basically putting him on fucking... Bro, it's ridiculous, bro.
Now you got little zombies in uniforms.
Little zombie-ass kids, bro, that don't even fucking...
trying to look all the same and shit. Why? Because they have, you can't wear this, you can't do that.
Okay, you see, now, uniforms. Now, let's talk about that. Me, personally, I don't have a problem with uniforms for one reason. There's always kids that don't have it as good as other kids,
Yeah.
bro. And they get made fun of because, oh, they got the same clothes over. So I don't like that. So if everybody got uniforms, everybody wearing the same thing, you can't make fun of nobody on their clothes at least. Yeah, you can probably get them on their shoes and shit, which they're going to do because, you know, kids will be kids. And kids are shit talkers. That's just fun, you know, to do it when you're a kid. But I feel like the clothes thing, first of all, you don't got to worry what you're going to wear because it's a uniform. And
Right.
you don't ever, there's never that bullying because, man, hey, get some new clothes. You wear that shit over and over again. Like, that sucks, bro, to hear that
No,
as a
it's
kid.
super
And
fucked up.
Imagine, bro.
And boys will be boys, dog. Or not even kids will be kids,
Your
dog.
family's already struggling and they can't buy. Obviously, if they could buy you new clothes, they would, so they can't. And now they're making fun of you because they can't. It's like, yeah. That's why I don't mind the uniform, though. That's why, me personally, I don't mind the uniform. For that little reason right there. You don't do that to nobody. But, yeah, besides that, though, bro, kids shouldn't be in school for fucking 8 hours. That's ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous. Now,
unless it was 8 hours of, like,
but it's 8 hours of a workday. Remember that.
That's what I'm saying.
See,
like,
but another thing too, and parents, we kind of just fell into this shit, right? Why? Because, well, fuck, we work, they're at school, we don't need a babysitter, so cool, you know. But it's not cool, bro. It's not cool. We should have one of the parents, the one who obviously earns the most, you stay working.
But
the
what
one
if they
who
don't? What if they only have one parent?
Then
Shit.
there's always a way, bro. There's always families. There's always somebody willing to help.
Yeah.
There's always somebody willing to help. Now you always got to be careful who you let around your kids. Don't just trust nobody. That comes to even family members, man. Know who your family members are. Know what they're about. No, because fuck all that trusting family. Nah. Fuck all that. Know who they are. Know what they're about. Know if they've ever been accused anything. Like these kids of yours, if you have kids like we do, bro, they're the most precious thing. And I'll be damned if I let any fucking weird thing happen. And that's your fault as a parent. If anything happens like that to
your vibe
child,
should
I'm sorry,
give it out.
it's your fault. And I'm sorry, some parents don't want, it's hard to hear this, but there's like a lack of communication or a lack of bond. A lack of bond, bro. If that ever happens, it should only happen once, and the kid should come to you, be able to cry to you and tell you this just happened. You never judge a kid, obviously, but you know, it should. There's a lack of communication or a lack of something where there's a disconnect that you're not. This message,
100%. Like there should be a relationship,
bro. If you have a good relationship with the kid, the way they act is gonna change instantly when something like that happens to them. You'll feel it. Hey, what's up? What's going on?
There's something weird about you acting weird.
You're not acting the same. Mijo, whatever it is. What's going on? Like, yeah, man.
And that's crazy that.
But all I know is, yeah, man. Do whatever it takes to make sure those kids are safe and they're coming home and you have a good bond with those kids, man. Because like I said, you may not think so, but those kids are gonna grow up one day, and if you don't build a bond with them when they're young, why should they want to build a bond when they get older? When they get older and you want, mijo, how come you don't call me? Well, fuck, you never cared when I was little. Why do I want to call you now? I'm older now. I got my friends, I got my girlfriend, I'm making my own life. Now you want me to call you? Like, you have to, it starts when you're young, bro. Build a bond with the kids, bro. Build a bond.
Definitely, dog. And that's crazy that we got into the schools and shit because, you know, I had a couple people actually talk about like the Inglewood school closures and shit, dog. So that goes back to what he was saying as far as like they basically like, well, not the city, but they're in control. Like what? Like the bigger powers are in control of the schools.
It has to be like the city. Of course, the cities, bro. It has to. The
but
schools
it goes
are
back
in the
to what
cities.
you're saying, where like they want that they're gonna do what they want.
100%.
So they're for themselves.
They don't give a fuck. If it's up to them, bro, they're going to close every school, have one elementary, one middle school, one high school, not put no fucking money into it, and just throw money into fucking all these other stupid little
Because you know what's the wildest thing, dog? I could almost guarantee it that each and every person, so I'm going to use Inglewood School District for a fucking example, right?
Yep.
So they have like a board, right? I want to say maybe, let's just say it was like 3 or 4. I'm not sure exactly.
Whatever it is.
3 or 4 fucking council school members, whatever you want to fucking call it. And I could guarantee you that all of them, if they do have kids,
none of them go to school here.
Exactly.
None of them go to school in the city. Let's be honest.
They're going to go to like a charter school.
So why should they care then, right? Why should they invest in these schools? Fuck it. My kids,
job, dog.
My kids don't go here. Fuck that.
It's just a job, dog.
It's bullshit.
They're going to do the bare minimum just to get paid.
We need people that live in the community, that their kids go to school in our communities to be in these positions of, I guess you want to call them positions of power or whatever it is.
We got people out there trying and shit.
There is, yeah.
Yeah. Shout out.
You know what? I'm not gonna accept that. Try harder.
No, definitely.
There's nothing that's been changing
100%.
in these streets that we've been living in, bro. So I don't want to hear that they've been trying. They haven't been trying. That's the problem. They've been fucking collecting checks and not doing nothing for the fucking city, bro.
Oh no.
What have they done?
I'm talking about trying to get into the board.
Yes.
You're talking about the people already
that
on
work
board.
there,
Oh,
fucking
nah,
been
yeah,
there.
yeah.
What have they done in the last 20 years for the cities? Think about it, dog. What have they done?
Nothing, dog.
Fucking, we allow stadiums that are billion-dollar stadiums right here next to us while our kids are going to fucking these
They're
classes.
closing schools. They closed 5 schools already, dog.
It's ridiculous, bro. We're ass backwards over here, bro.
Most definitely,
And then
dog.
they wonder why the youth is struggling, why is it so hard for the youth to get it? Look at what we do. We fucking put billion-dollar stadiums right in their face, and they're going to fucking classes, dog, that look like it's fucking 2001, 2002.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Most of these kids don't have laptops. We still don't have tablets.
Minimum, dog.
Most of these kids still don't have tablets in the school. Still don't have laptops. Like, and we're in 2025, bro. All right?
Yeah, their school should look like some futuristic shit.
We
dog.
should have fucking big screens, flat thing, fucking iPads everywhere. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous.
So yeah, dog. So that being said, shout out to the homie Ronald, dog. Ronald Gomez.
Shout out to him,
He's
man.
a
Shout out
lawyer.
to him. Yep.
He's a lawyer,
Shout
dog.
out to the homie,
from
yep.
Inglewood. And he was trying to actually be
Lawyer up, people. Lawyer up.
He was trying to be a school person, dog. A school like
Yep.
board member. Unfortunately, he didn't get enough votes, dog.
Yeah, man. That sucks.
know,
He probably would have done something good too, man.
Yeah, I feel like it's just more about the popularity than the actual like if they don't know you, you get me? In my opinion, I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you could always go though, run. If you have a good message, man, and you go in there like really wanting to help the people, and as soon as you get in there, you make a couple of changes, I believe anybody could win, bro. I believe anybody with a good intention. How hard is it to like, man, I don't know, bro. Maybe it's just me talking out loud, but like, how hard is it to manage these fucking budgets, bro? To actually like put money into school, to paint the fucking schools, bro. The paint job is all the paint is falling off. Like, fuck,
You
man.
know what, dog? I think it's real easy for people to find excuses, you know?
Like we said, their kids don't go to school here. Why should they care?
So, man, we're already fucking almost an hour in. So we'll get into like one more topic and then a couple little topics and then we'll end it,
Go for it. Yeah. We can
So
rapid
now
fire
that we're
a couple
because
topics.
now that we're talking about the schools, right?
Yep.
See, like everything is just ass backwards now, dog.
Everything, bro.
So in the last episode, we were talking about Abrego Garcia something. I forgot his whole name. He's the guy that's basically in El Salvador that they say they accidentally deported.
Mm-hmm.
And now they don't want to bring him back. They say he's from MS-13.
Yeah,
Personally, I feel because there is doubt of him being from MS, I think just for that reason, he shouldn't be considered being from MS. That's just my opinion. Tigre might have a different opinion.
I think he's a member, dog. I think he's a member.
Like I said, we have our both different opinions, right?
Right.
Personally, that's just me.
Yeah.
He says because the guy had I'm gonna make this quick because
It's not even that though. Even the charges and all that he has. There's a couple of charges that he has.
Bad charges.
Like fucking trafficking people and shit. Like it's a lot of crazy charges where I'm like, yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, no, they have him right there.
I thought you were talking about the fact that he has like restraining order for like beating on his girl.
Even that though, yeah. But if you look, he's been charged too for trafficking people, 100%, and then he's been caught with members
but
too.
you know the trafficking people isn't like that's like a pollero.
Yeah, for sure. But not only that though, he's been caught with members, bro. Like they've arrested him with members, you know. So like obviously maybe he's not a member, an associate, whatever you want to call it.
But okay, so I have my opinions on that. You want to
go for it.
Touch on it a little bit. So I think on that one where he was with members, he was on his way to work.
He was okay, yeah. See, I don't know the details. I don't know. Yeah.
So I heard about that one. Something about him going. So basically,
just look it up real quick too. See if we can find anything on it.
Nah, because we got to get on the
you're right.
topic.
We got other ones. Yeah.
So, anyways, man, we could.
Long story short, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what? We won't even touch on that.
Right. I just feel like it was a big There's my point of view was there's other people that are getting deported that were actually doing good. That attention
well, that's
that
what
he
we're
got,
gonna get into.
That attention that he got, we could have put it on other people, bro. You know, that's all. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's what we're gonna actually get into right now,
cool,
right?
Cool. Yep.
So this was in I want to say Georgia,
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta. I don't know if it was Atlanta.
Yeah.
But it was definitely.
Oh, it was in Georgia. Yeah, Georgia.
Was it Georgia? All right. So her name is Jimena. Let me see if I can find her full name. It doesn't matter, dog. So she's a college student. Her name's Jimena. Pretty young lady.
Yep.
She goes to college, like I said. She's 19 years old. She gets pulled over for, I don't know if she like made a wrong signal.
Traffic violation.
Or she took the red.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. long story short, I don't know if she didn't have a license. I did. So I think she had like a little sister, dog.
Her
So,
name is Jimena Arias Cristobal.
right. So this is a big thing right now, dog, like for the Latino community, dog. And which kind of relates to the Abrego thing. But the big difference between her, she has no criminal record. She got pulled over, probably taking
A
a
traffic ticket. So she wasn't even doing nothing.
So
yet.
really, dog, and I guess she didn't have license, right?
Yeah.
But this is my opinion on this, right? So she got taken in anyways. She got arrested, I guess.
Mhm.
And then from there, they went ahead and I don't know if they called ICE and they deported her.
Of course.
Or they have her detained.
Unfortunate.
One of those, right?
Yeah, very
so
unfortunate.
This is my opinion on that, dog. If they're in Georgia, first of all, dog, we don't know who pulled her over, right?
Yep.
I'm going to just start assuming shit, right? I'm going to assume if I get backlash, I don't give a fuck. So let's just pretend she's in Georgia. She got pulled over for a traffic ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a couple of, flat top white cops, dog.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? It could have been a raza.
Yeah,
we're like that too sometimes.
Yeah.
100%.
Somebody
who doesn't like the
disrespect.
raza. Somebody who wants to get the people out of here.
There's a lot of them right now.
100%.
Off top.
They're feeling bold right now.
Right. That's the thing, right? So they pull her over. She has a hard accent because obviously she was not born here, right?
Yeah.
But again, she's probably already graduated high school. I think she's been here for I don't know how long. She's in college. And basically, she is not a gang member, obviously. She's not a fucking gang member. And honestly, dog, if it would have been just like maybe a little white girl or an American citizen, whatever you want to call it.
Maybe even a Mexican, no papers, but just looked like completely white, like Canelo looking.
Honestly,
female.
let's keep it a buck, dog.
Probably
even if she, man, keep it a buck. They would have they would have told her on a warning, or they would just roll her ticket and get out of here. But just the fact that I can guarantee the fact that her name, maybe she had like a little accent, and they're like they didn't really. Basically, what I'm saying is they didn't really have to fucking arrest her, dog.
Nah,
they could have just
they could have gave her a ticket and let her go on her way.
Exactly.
They didn't have to deport her.
They didn't have to deport her, dog. But I think they're doing that in purpose now, dog.
In some states, probably 100%.
Yeah, not some states, just some
100%.
people. I think it's just direct people. I don't think that. I think those cops just chose to do that. I don't. I just think it just depends on who you run into, dog.
That's what it is. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a fucked up shit, dog. How do you feel about that?
That's fucked up. Especially, that's what I'm saying.
But
instead of all that fucking, all of that attention we're giving this dipshit, people like this should be getting that attention, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like that sucks, bro. That sucks, honestly. These people are obviously trying to better their lives, like.
And don't get me wrong, Tigre. Like, I get you, cause you're right, dog. Like, I get it. Like, let's really think about it. If he was really charged with like beating on his girl, and he's hanging around, even though I'm saying that he's not. Let's just pretend he's not.
Let's say he's not. He's an associate, or he knows a couple of them.
You still know them fools.
Yeah.
Right? So he's not the perfect dude.
100%.
So if anybody,
did he deserve it? No, but it happened already. Kind of.
Oh well.
Up. Yeah, it's fucked up.
You got
already.
caught up in the mix.
Yeah.
But this girl is this is literally.
This is a tragedy right here, bro. This is
a college student, and she didn't do a damn thing, but maybe made a
wrong
normal
turn.
You don't even know she was going
through
that
turned
day.
Right on the
She didn't know where she was going. It's not like she was probably fucking on Scante, taking all the reds,
speeding and shit.
Nah, fool. Like it's just.
It had to be like something she didn't put her signal on or something.
Whatever, dog. It's just scandalous,
horrible,
dog.
Bro.
For them to even go as far as fucking detaining her and arresting her and trying to get her deported, dog. Honestly,
no, they didn't try. They did.
Shit.
Whoever did it,
pieces of shit. Honestly,
whoever did it with the intention of obviously. Yep.
That is fucking ridiculous. I couldn't even imagine, but you don't know the hate and the way they think, dog. Because there's some true, honestly, people who don't like immigrants, dog.
Well, the ignorant people. There's very ignorant people still out there, unfortunately. You know what I mean? And they're always going to be out there. They're always going to be out there.
The Karens are,
everybody.
I think, are the all-time high right now.
I feel like, Now, and let me say this too: the ignorant people, they're from every race, bro. Every race. The raza, the blacks, the white. Every single race has their little small minority of ignorant people who think, we're better than them, and they're this and they're that. It's just fucking dumb people, honestly, bro. Unfortunately.
So, that being said, obviously, Jimena to the Abrego dude, the MS dude, I get it. Like, if there's some doubt or even if there's some thought that he could even be a gang member, fuck him and let him.
The attention needs to go, like we said, to this,
like
to
that,
to people like this, bro.
But even that, I think, with the Abrego dude, I think they're just using him as kind of like an example, dog. You get me? And I feel like a lot of things are being...
And then you got to remember, they're going to politicize everything, right? So then the Democrats are like, oh, he's innocent. And then obviously the other side, they're posting pictures. Oh, look it. They're trying to bring gang members back into the... So it's like, obviously to start the fight.
To smother each other, right?
To start the fight.
Man, so we'll let you guys, we'll keep you guys updated and all that, man. Honestly, it's unfortunate. It's very sad, dog.
Yeah, for sure.
Me personally, dog, I come from a background of immigrants.
Well,
dog.
Yeah, we all do. Everybody
my mom's
from...
was an immigrant. She eventually, married Pops, and she was able to get her green card, dog. She came super illegal, dog. She fucking had to fucking swim across the damn river and all that good shit, dog. Uncles came in the trains and shit.
Nah, back,
so,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Or,
both parents were born over there too, Guadalajara. But they came when you could just, walk over. At one point, for you just walk over, it wasn't nothing, bro.
No,
you just
that's
cross
what I'm
over
saying, dog. Oh, yeah, that's 100%. So that goes back to, when the homies was asking
like
about growing up in the hood.
Shit.
That's growing up in the hood for us too, dog.
Theo's coming in every fucking, every other month and shit to live with you.
And shit. So shout out to all my immigrants, man.
Toda la raza,
toda
la raza que está
I don't give a fuck what anybody
chingándole, trabajando, güey.
Yeah, so, but again, hey, I'm not for all that fucking weirdo shit either, dog. I know some fucking deals from fucking paisa
and they get packed out and they get fucking brought to we don't accept that shit by nobody. 100%. Trust me, by nobody. Nobody gets a pass when it comes to that shit.
Man, so we're already a solid hour in, dog.
Last little topic real quick. What you want to talk about? I know you had something spicy you wanted to talk about.
Oh, God, dog. We could just keep on going, huh? It just never ends, dog.
I know
it's all good, man. We got you guys.
Little 5 minutes.
No, we keep going.
Go,
dog.
Yeah, run it. That way, I know you wanted to mention these.
That way, like I said, man, for all the loyal listeners, we got you
we
this
got
time,
you,
dog. You're going to have shit to listen to, dog. You might even have to take a break and you come back and watch the rest of it, dog. Because that's what I do. That's what I do, dog. So right before we get into that topic exactly, I wanted to say with that whole controversial shit, I guess Trump ordered somehow so I guess when you search Google, dog, and so this is my whole entire life, Gulf of Mexico. You know where Gulf of Mexico is, right?
Yeah, it's still the Gulf of Mexico, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I heard about that whole little thing, but there's a misunderstanding with that thing. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Tigre is going to explain the misunderstanding part because I don't know that part.
Yeah.
But what I do know is I guess they changed it from Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America.
100%.
And now because of that,
Mexico's
suing Google.
Okay, so what's happened? So this is what happened. It's the Gulf of Mexico, the big whole thing. There is a strip though, dog, in the Gulf of Mexico, a little strip of land of ocean that belongs to the United States. Okay. When Trump said he was gonna name that the Gulf of America, that little strip is what he's gonna name the Gulf of America. So Google, when he said that, they just jumped the gun and they named the whole shit. Which, if you look at what that's why the president from Mexico is suing Google and not the United States, dog.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who did the mistake. She says, in the thing that he wrote, he says, our little land, our piece of land, we're going to name that the Gulf of America. Why? Because they want to start drilling right there for oil.
Nice.
And they can't, and if it's the Gulf of Mexico, they can't drill without asking Mexico, dog. So the little piece that they own, which they do own a strip of the ocean, that they're going to name it the Gulf of America, and then they're going to be able to drill without asking nobody. Which Google just fucking jumped the gun like idiots, and they named the whole shit. And she even said, in this agreement, it says his strip of ocean, that part, yes, he can name that. So she's like, fuck it, we're going to sue Google then. We're not even, because if it was like that, they would have sued the states and everything too. They could have sued the whole country, the president. But no, bro, that's why. That's the whole misunderstanding about that.
Oh, that answered that right there.
Yeah, that's what it is, bro.
So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's what it is. Fucking
talking about all that Trump shit, man. Hopefully he does something about these prices, dog. But anyways, let's go right ahead into the last topic, man. So yeah, dog. These last couple of days, dog. So for those that don't know, which I'm pretty sure you guys do know, for the most, I feel that watches our content on YouTube. You know, us being
but we're a little bit different. But
no, definitely 100% different.
We move our own. We created our own.
So but we're raza, Southern California. So me personally,
it's gonna be
I'll be tapping into the YouTube yarda, dog.
Oh, hey, on the yarda.
On the yarda, so
that'll be perfect. You be tapping in,
man.
Nah, I gave up on them boys a while ago.
Oh no, wait, yeah. But hold on, before we get into anything else like that, right? So yeah, the YouTube yarda, man. So what that is, so for those that don't know,
Yeah.
it's basically the prison genre.
Not even the prison genre. I'll say more like just the Southern
Latino.
California, you know,
You
the Southern
see?
California,
You
LA.
see?
Yeah, because not everybody's like a pintero that has a channel that
true,
talks
on
about
the
the
YouTube
streets. You know,
yarda.
it's just
Yeah,
more
yeah.
like podcasters in Southern California that talk
And
about
Northern California too.
and Northern California that talk about the streets and like
that
prison,
are kind of
you know?
gang affiliated.
Gang affiliated. Yeah, they'll
There
have
you
like
go. We'll put it like that.
Yeah,
they're gang affiliated.
Exactly. Street affiliated. Whatever.
Street affiliated, right?
Yeah. Because we're not gonna mention no names or nothing. But yeah. So what about them? What's up with them? What's up? What's happening on the yarda?
Yeah. So okay. So there's this.
There's one of the
So one of them who's okay. So you know what? I'm gonna say this. For the most part, most of these
the
YouTubers,
channels.
they've been around for a cool minute now, dog.
Okay.
I want to say like little low,
like 10 years.
No, like
close.
2018, 2019.
Oh, so 7-8 years then. That's pretty good. That's just wow.
I'll shout some out. So, for example, American Cholo, shout out to you, man.
Hey, he was repping too. He was repping.
He had the beanie.
He had the beanie. Also, shout out to him. Yeah, man.
The West Haven beanies. Actually,
right here, look, the homies.
Yeah. There you go, right here. Shout out to the West Factory too,
shout
man.
out to the West Factory, man. Shout out to the homies
right there.
100%.
And shout out Smurf, you know.
All the
Dopey.
fellas.
So yeah, the homie American Cholo, he was rocking,
the beanie. Yep.
So he's one of them, dog, and shout out to him, man. Yeah, definitely. I've been following him for a minute, dog.
You tapped in?
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
And the reason why was because actually around the time that he started was a little bit the time that I was actually going through some shit, dog.
Okay.
So you know, back about 5-6 years ago, you know, I had cancer or whatever.
Yep.
So you know, as I was, you know, going
as you were battling through that,
as I was battling through that, you have a little bit more time to kind of kick back and watch things and
you want to keep your mind busy, try to hear content. Yeah.
So
yeah.
American Cholo was
he was one of them you tapped in with.
On those, yeah.
All right, cool.
And
that's up.
Him and then I would say the Haters World actually is part of the little YouTube yarda. Shout out to the homie Droops, man, from Highland Park.
Shout out to Droops, man. Hell yeah.
He's
good
really
homie
cool
right
people.
there.
You know,
good homie.
He's right there, part of the Haters World team or whatever.
Oh, he's part of the team?
Yeah. So anyways, so that's a couple of guys, just to set you guys an example, right?
Yeah.
So there's one podcaster, I'm not gonna drop his name.
Yeah,
I just don't
matter.
feel like, I don't know.
Don't know about that.
And I'm gonna keep it a buck. Dog. He's been around for as long as American Cholo.
Okay.
And you know, like I do like sometimes, dog, like he comes off really
really humble?
Wise.
Okay, like a wise person.
Humble, humble.
Okay, life experiences.
Right, dog. But it's just unfortunately, dog, I think as people have these YouTubes, they get too caught up in it, dog. And they start like losing their
who they really were
type shit. Like as in like from the beginning. As being humble and this and that.
Okay. So their content starts kind of changing a little bit.
So for those outside in the whole entire world, so this one YouTuber, how can I say this, dog? So in that street life or whatever, you know, sometimes what they do, dog, is they judge each other.
Okay.
As far as it sounds very fucking immature, honestly, and it's childish.
Yeah.
But of how tough they are.
Okay. I know where you're going.
So basically, long story short, this guy.
People are trying to do politics that don't belong in the streets, that belong somewhere else in the streets is what they're trying to do. Yeah.
So long story short, this guy basically is lying about the way he did his prison. No, he's not lying about it. He doesn't want to admit about the way he did.
Okay. I know what you're saying now. Okay. Yep.
So because of that, the YouTube yarda, which is the prison genre or street genre,
the channels,
they're going back and forth, dog.
Okay.
They're going, or not even going back and forth. Honestly, dog, they're kind of bashing that one dude.
Everybody's just bickering about, you're not this and you're not that. And blah, blah, blah.
Exactly, dog. Which is honestly, dog, like
doesn't look good for us, man. The raza, I hate when we do that.
That's 100%.
I hate when we get when we start like. Bro, how fucking childish are we that we're making videos and then they drop a video? Oh, let me answer that video. Let me make come on.
No,
bro.
and people honestly, dog, they fucking like
they love it. That's the problem.
No, they love it, but
dog.
they you know why? Because they're clowning, dog. And in the comments, they're like laughing, dog. Like
Everybody's just so into the
like,
fucking
who does
negativity,
that,
bro.
dog? Like,
Everybody's just so feeds into that
50-year-olds out
shit.
here hopping on this shit, talking shit about each other, dog. Talking
Acting
shit
like
about
fucking,
each other, dog.
acting like elementary kids and shit.
Talking about
Mama, just basically like getting mad at your mama jokes.
And the thing, dog, like their biggest, like, here's the thing, dog, like, that's why I say with the guy that in particular, like, I would watch him, dog, you know, and I would like some of his views.
Okay.
But then it's like, if you really want to look at it like this, dog, it's more for the entertainment, dog, because what they like to say, dog, him and a couple other guys, is they like to say that, that it's like you're trying to help people.
They're trying to help the youth.
Yeah, guiding them by telling their little war stories.
But then they glorify the shit and make it seem like... So what it sounds like to me is like, these dudes are still in love with the life and shit.
They are,
don't want to admit it. And
100%,
they try to play it off as, oh, I'm trying to help the youth, stay away from it. But you're so in love with the life still that you can't even be honest about what happened with your,
honestly,
whatever you want to call it.
You know what they sound like, dog?
It's ridiculous.
They're drunk deals telling war stories, dog. You know what I mean?
No, and
telling drunk war stories to their little nephews that are right there just eating it up,
for the fucking
dog.
world to see, though, dog. Going back and forth, like, so think about how we live, bro. Like,
so I do. I'm willing to give a shout out to a podcast. It's called 16 to Life, dog. Because honestly, dog, I feel like he's a stand-up dude. He's a he's a black dude or whatever.
He's a brother. Okay,
he's a brother. Yeah, he's a brother. For those that don't
know,
I don't
know
means,
that. Yeah,
like
a black man.
Yeah. 16 to Life, dog. It's that one dude, the black dude, the prison genre. He does the rapping at the beginning.
That's the one thing. That's probably the one thing that's little track that comes out all the time. Yeah. Right? Like that I like that song. That's probably like the one thing I've liked out of everybody's channel and shit. Is that little.
No, I just want to shout him out because you know
what,
man,
but what about him? Sorry about that.
Nothing. I just.
You want to shut him out? Okay, yeah. Shut him out.
I watch his shit, dog. And you know what?
Okay, got you.
He's a stand-up dude.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say.
So he's been honest the whole time, basically.
Yeah, he just keeps it a buck. And I like his views as in, like, you know, like just standing ground and being a man of your own, dog.
Like, yeah, it's okay to have your independent thoughts, bro. You don't have to follow the fucking crowd. You don't got to be like everybody else. Like,
but he just stands on business as far as, like morals and shit. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I just don't get it sometimes, bro. Like, yeah, you're talking about you want to help the kids, but then you're over here, you can't even admit it because you're so in love with this shit still. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Dog. So
sometimes we got to be a little bit, I don't know, whatever.
No, so anyways, that's it, dog. So, but yeah, shout out to American Cholo and
shout out to everybody doing their thing, man.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say was that, like, so they say they try to about the kids, they trying to guide them around.
Yeah.
You know, away from gangs.
Right.
But you know what, dog? Like, the only people that I really, like, for example, the American Cholo dude, he do be in his hood. And he really
be giving back to the community.
He really do be doing turkey drives.
He
be doing, like, backpack
doing what he
drives.
can. That's cool. That's what's up.
Giving out free haircuts.
So that means he's not just talking. He's actually putting it to work.
See, that to me right there is really giving back to the community.
That's what we're supposed to be doing, bro. And more of us are supposed to be doing that,
and
bro.
We are.
And once this platform obviously grows like that, bro, where we got it.
No, we do it.
You know we're gonna be really out there too helping, dog. 100%.
No, as far as the West Side Speakeasy, yeah, we definitely gonna be doing that.
As soon as we can, dog. As soon as we get to that position, bro.
I'm already technically have done that, dog.
Yeah.
Me and Dopey, dog.
Nice.
Yeah. Me and
Good shit. Young
Dopey,
yeah.
Shout out Young Dopey. He, Chicano rapper. Check him out, man. He does like gangster music or whatever.
Nah, yeah. Shout out to the homie, man, doing his thing.
Now we definitely done a backpack drive.
Nice. Good shit, dog. Good shit.
Right here at the park.
And imagine, bro. That's
right here in Inglewood.
Yeah. Good shit. Hell yeah.
Fucking and we're always helping out as far as like anything with the community.
Yeah.
One thing, dog. Like, hey, fool. Like, I'm always going to the cremeses and shit.
Yeah.
I'm actively.
We go to too many, bro. We go to too many.
As far as me,
doing what we can.
Doing what we can, dog. That's a fact, dog. I just don't really.
That's not what we do. It's not what we do. We don't post shit, dog.
Yeah, we don't just. But I'm actively always at fucking rest in peace, Sucker Free. I was right there. I went to his grandma's house and fucking bought like $100 worth of.
Yeah, people just don't know, bro. But we're not one of those that like things like that. We're not here taking pictures. We're not here for the photos or nothing like that, bro. We're here on some genuine shit.
For those that know, dog.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Like other people who just pop up all of a sudden. I'm not even gonna go there, but you know what I'm talking about? That Sucker Free all of a sudden popping up and shit. Oh, the homie.
Oh yeah.
But we won't go there. But yeah. I that shit didn't sit right with me. But anyways.
Yeah, definitely, dog. So yeah, man. I just feel like at least, you know, with American Cholo and a couple others, maybe like another one, like one or two, actually go out and give back to the community and actually out in the field, dog. These other guys, dog,
It's a big talk.
they just talk. And honestly, dog, it's all for the clout. I get it. They're getting paid for their views. Whatever. Honestly, is it really like honorable? I don't think so, dog.
I mean, bro, like if you're making money off the people, you can't even like do a little something back. That's the way I see it, right? Like once, like who's watching you?
But see, the thing is,
What
that
views? Like who's viewing your shit?
the thing is, dog, is that these other guys that are just like talking,
Mm-hmm.
they kind of like there are situations, dog. It's just weird out here in California.
Yeah,
in the streets. There's a lot of like weird gangster rules, whatever. Who cares? That they kind of really not that they can't, but they shouldn't.
They're talking about shit they shouldn't be, so then they're scared to be outside. Let's just call it for
there
what
you
it
go.
is.
That's what I meant.
They're talking about shit they shouldn't be. Now they can't be outside. Now they can't be outside comfortably without security and
so
shit.
you can't help.
You can't go
I mean,
to a
you
regular
can
whatever.
help.
You can be out there, but you scared. So now you need security and shit because you know you said shit
So
you
if they
shouldn't.
do help, they would have to like maybe just give money. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter, bro.
Yeah.
When you move with good intentions, people know that shit. People can see it, bro. When you move in with with a righteous, trying to really help, people can see that shit, bro.
But yeah, man. I think we're done with that, man.
Yeah,
man. We'll get a little bit more deeper in that. You know, because I don't really like dropping names like that.
We're not gonna do that.
Yeah, we don't need to do all that. So that being said, man,
that wraps up episode what, 13?
13, dog. Yeah, man. This week definitely, besides all the shit we just talked about,
we're gonna bring you content faster too this time, bro. We're gonna drop within a couple.
Took a couple days break. Nothing major.
No, nothing major, but we're going back. Get back to it.
Yeah, definitely the YouTube yarda was.
It's hot. I know you still want to talk about it more. I know you still got more to say. We'll probably jump back in it a little bit more.
I just wanted to end it like as in like.
Because it's about
I had seen the American Cholo and the Haters World. That now that I was fucking giving them a shout out, they actually had not an interview.
Oh, they sat down. They sat down.
They had a sit down,
yep.
which was pretty cool, man.
That's cool.
It was it was actually like 3 hours long.
Oh
dog.
yeah, they did Joe Rogan.
So he was
length.
They were just basically touching on old topics as far as like where the American Cholo dude and there was a song by Tyga.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It was disrespectful. Yeah, they're making the parody.
He said that, and I get it, dog.
I didn't like that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get. It's already. We're
about
120.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Everybody tuning in, man. Thank you, every single one of you. We appreciate it.
Like and subscribe. And go right ahead and man, comment. Let us know if there's any topics you want us to touch on.
Yep.
Shout out to everybody that did tap in. Shout out to everybody that gets on the Instagram, the TikTok, and that just participate in general, dog. So I think we got it. Dog.
That should be it, huh? Yep.
Good.
All right, man. Thank you, everybody. We out.
Yep. We out, man. Yeah, man. We'll be putting up those shorts too, doggy.